Live at Onigashima! I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Anthony, and today we got a very special video for you guys. We're doing a One Piece World Tournament 2025. This is gonna be, a big bracket, a big matchup spread of a bunch of strong characters. We got a bunch of new feats in 2024 from a bunch of different characters. We got some new characters, and so we're gonna see who's the strongest. We're gonna do a bunch of matchups. It's a little bit different than what we did last year. We did like individual lists last year, but
Yeah,
I think
so instead of the individual lists, we're going to do like a Swiss system, which is basically there's going to be a bunch of randomized matchups where everyone's going to go head to head. Anyone who wins the first round plays against somebody else who won the first round, and losers face each other also. So we're going to do 5 rounds of that and then go into a top 16 bracket afterwards. And one of the things here is overall, there's probably going to be some people that might get kicked out of the tournament early. That doesn't necessarily mean they're weak. It's just they might have gotten unlucky matchups all the way through. So that could happen. So this is not a definitive top strongest list. It's more just like a fun world tournament type thing.
right, exactly. And so I think just to right off the bat, we need to tell you why we're bringing each of these characters. This is kind of a list of characters that we have included because these are all characters that have feats. You can see kind of right here all the 32 characters that we've chosen to be a part of this matchup. And we're going to randomize this before we get into it, but we didn't want to include characters like Garling or Dragon. Emu.
Yeah.
It's just a little too much, you know what I mean? Like, we've seen them do some stuff, and narratively they can be implied to do some things, and we will take into account like things narratively into consideration that like these characters would be stronger for whatever reason. But I think for the most part, these are characters with feats.
Yeah, we don't want to do so much speculation about like Emu, for instance, because he could really go anywhere from here. Same with Dragon, right? But I say let's get right into it. Do you want to go ahead and shuffle this up a few times, and then we'll get into the first matchup?
Yeah, let me just shuffle these up, and I'm going to show you guys. We're going to shuffle this 5 times, and we'll see exactly where we land. And we'll do 5 rounds of Swiss, and then we'll get into top cut. So here we go. 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5. All right, this is going to be the
first matchup. Oh, Marcus Mars versus Blackbeard. So I don't know where you want to start with this. We're going to try to go through these pretty quickly also, as if not, it's going to take forever to do everything.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I feel like the Gore Sages look a little bit stronger than Blackbeard. I feel like Blackbeard's going to be stronger by the end. But do we both agree Marcus Mars for this one?
I think Marcus Mars, yeah. I think we go Mars for this first one. Kuzan versus Law.
I feel like it has to be Kuzan.
Yeah.
I love Law. He's strong, but not stronger than Kuzan.
Yeah, facts. Nah, I got Kuzan all day here. Zoro versus Mihawk.
Zoro versus Mihawk already. This is a little early in this series.
Yeah.
But sorry, Zoro. You're not at this level quite
I'm
yet.
sorry. Yeah, we got to give it to Mihawk here. Jupiter versus Katakuri. I cannot see Katakuri getting
There's
on
no
the...
way Katakuri's beating a Gorosei.
Yeah, no
sorry.
way. No way, dude. We got Lucci versus Dorian Brogy.
Now that might be our first generally close matchup because I do think Dorian Brogy are pretty strong.
Yeah.
But we've also kind of seen some crazy feats from Lucci recently. Like we saw him fight against Zoro first. I was gonna say held his own against Luffy Gear 5, but not really. Kind of got murked, but he didn't die, which is a good thing, right?
No, he didn't. I think Dorian Brogy, they were holding off like Gorosei though. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if Lucci's like on that level.
That's true.
Personally,
we're doing that together. So if we're counting them together, yeah, I guess we got to go Dorian Brogy for this one.
I feel like we've never seen them apart, so you kind of have to put them together. It's kind of hard to say. Like, I mean, they do individually have like really high bounties, right? But
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I think we can go Dorian Brogy here. I'm not mad at that. If that's cool.
I'm
with
not
you.
mad either.
All right, Dorian Brogy for that one. Then we got Sabo versus Garp.
Oh, I think this is another pretty close one.
Oh man,
I think Garp is strong, but this might be unpopular. I think Sabo is stronger.
That's crazy.
I think Sabo has some pretty good feats. He got away from 5 Gorosei and Emu. He fought toe-to-toe with Fujitora, and that was when he hadn't mastered his Devil Fruit yet. Like, I think he's pretty strong. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, he's pretty strong. It's just like Sabo's like one of those characters that like narratively you're supposed to think is like really really strong, but like Garp, we've actually now seen him do like the craziness. You know what I mean? He's got Conqueror's Haki. Sabo doesn't have Conqueror's Haki. I mean, I guess Sabo fought an admiral, right?
Yeah, Sabo fought one of the stronger admirals in my opinion, who I feel like Fuji might be stronger than Garp at this point just because of Garp's old age.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I would say Sabo.
I'll
Would
probably
you say Garp? Should we flip a coin for this one?
we could man, I honestly kind of do want to say Sabo. I'll give it to Sabo. We don't have to flip a coin. I'll give it to Sabo,
Alright,
but this is close. If this comes up again like in bracket, I
we might have
might
to
we might have
discuss
to we
this a
might have
little
to
bit more.
discuss this a little bit more, but let's get on with it. All right, Fujitora versus Luffy.
I just mentioned how strong Fujitora is, but I gotta go
I
with
got
Luffy.
Luffy,
Your
bro.
five
Yeah,
is
dude. I
crazy.
mean, not to spoil our video, but I mean, we got Luffy against another admiral in another one of our videos that we discussed, and our
I'm
boy took
pretty
it
sure
off.
Luffy's just gonna cook him.
Yep. This
This
is
is an easy one,
yeah. Come
Shanks.
on.
No one's gonna disagree
Yeah,
here.
come on. Shanks versus Queen. Come on. All right. Akainu versus Kizaru. I think we gotta put Akainu, right?
Akainu, right? He's a fleet admiral. He's shown to be the strongest. He's never lost, and he's only fought top tiers. It's gotta be
It's
him.
gotta be him. Yeah. Rayleigh versus Marco. This is no. I got Rayleigh here.
This is
I got Rayleigh.
I got Rayleigh, but I think it's closer than people think. Rayleigh was saying he was nervous to even fight Blackbeard before in his old age, but he might just be being humble. So I still give it to Rayleigh. We did see him fight off
Yeah,
Kizaru.
same. I give it to Rayleigh. I mean, Rayleigh has all the kinds of hockey and everything. Like, I feel like he'd be
Yeah,
able to get Marco down. Yeah, I think Rayleigh for sure there. We got Venus Juro, one of our new characters on the list.
we actually have feats for it now.
Yeah, we do.
I
Against
think he's stronger than Aramaki. I feel like Aramaki honestly did not look strong the 2 times we saw him fought. He couldn't do much against the Revolutionaries. He couldn't do much against the Akazaya 9. Like, he's just kind of mid.
I mean, I would
So,
imagine, like, in general, like, Yonko. I don't know where Gorosei sit on the scale of, like, Yonko to Admiral to Gorosei, but I know they're all different. I would give it to Venus Juro, too,
but I also
honestly.
think Aramaki is on the lower end of Admiral anyways.
I would agree. I think he's, like, the weakest Admiral. All right, we'll give it to Venus Juro here. Then we got King versus Kuma. It's kind of an interesting one.
Ooh, this is kind of closer than I would think. I'm going to go with King, but just barely.
Me too, yeah.
So I think Kuma kind of has the defenses and a strong Devil Fruit, but I don't think he's going to have a way to beat King either. Like, I don't know if he'll necessarily figure out
There's not really a
the weakness.
battlefield removal thing for this, right? Because King can fly.
Yeah, exactly.
So he can, like, get out and
And come back. His speed is definitely higher than Kuma's also. His armament hockey stronger. I think this is King.
Yeah, we'll go with King for this one. I think that's kind of, it's not an easy dub, but it's a dub. This one's an easy one.
I think that's Warcury all the way.
Warcury versus Shiryu, yeah, dude, we're going Warcury here for sure. Warcury's got some crazy feats. I feel like Warcury's gonna
He
go pretty
does.
far.
I think
in
he's
this.
probably the strongest Gorosei.
Yeah, I think that's where we're landing on it. Is
Oh, this next one though. Kid versus Yamato.
This is a debate, bro. I think don't be disrespectful.
I think it's gonna be one of our closest ones. No, I want to be disrespectful to Kid, but like I know he's actually pretty strong. Like they both did, I would say about relatively the same against Kaido too.
Yeah.
I do think Yamato's Devil Fruit is a little bit stronger than Kid's, but I think Kid was way more versatile with
Kid's
his.
also awakened.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what she's gonna do to the giant laser that Kid has. Like the laser, the magnetic forces that are gonna be pulling her around.
Keep in mind though, Kid had to have Law pin down Big Mom to get that laser off, and like I don't know if Yamato is gonna be like pinned down by like just Kid. You know what I mean? I feel like
he does if he connects them with the North and South Pole thing, right? I know last year I said Yamato over Kid, but as I've thought about it more, I think Kid can kind of hold his own.
I don't know, man.
It did take Shanks to take him down.
No, okay, but that's not like what it takes. You can go one level above Kid and it not be Shanks. I say I'm going Yamato here. Actually, I say we flip a coin for this one.
I could be convinced that it's Yamato. I'll give it to Yamato.
All right, but you're gonna give it to Yamato? No flip.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give it to Yamato.
All right, we go Yamato here. Doflamingo, Boa Hancock.
I think it's Dofi. Dofi's a psychopath. I think Boa. I don't think she has the kind of firepower needed to take down Dofi. Like, Dofi's defenses were really strong. He took an entire fight in Gear 4, didn't get knocked down from that, and that was after his organs were ripped apart by Law. Like, and he'd been fighting people all day also. Like, I don't know. Boa, the strongest person she's beaten is Smoker.
Dude, come on, bro. That's disrespectful. Boa, no. I think Boa's fruit is like very underrated, and we'll get into underrated, overrated fruits in a little bit here. But like, I think that Boa 100% her fruit would like work on Dofi because Dofi was like womanizer, like definitely like in the sauce over
But even
love
if
and
like
stuff.
he
So
can
like,
be turned to stone, like there is a vice admiral that was gonna be turned to stone, but he just stabbed himself and got out of it and had the willpower.
uh, I
Like
don't
I
know.
feel like a lot of people can end up doing the same.
I think
Like if
that
that
Boa
to me
has.
is just such an easy counter that's written into the story for her.
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it's like we've never seen the fruit like truly do anything, but you can say the same thing about Blackbeard, honestly, in my opinion. I don't think that like the Yami or the Gura have done enough to like take certain people down. It's just like narrative implication and stuff. So like,
That I disagree with, but I don't think we need to get into that right now. We can get at that when
sure.
it comes up.
All right.
But like I think like we haven't like you said, we haven't seen Boa petrify anybody important in it and like not work or whatever.
I mean, the
But like it
Seraphim did
worked
it to
well.
Frankie, who Frankie was taking out vice admirals too. So it's like I don't know. I think that I think that it just at that point in the story it didn't show like I don't think it's shown how strong Boa Hancock's fruit can be yet, and we know that she has Conqueror's Hockey, like she has all the same kinds of hockey
So
as
does
Dofi.
Dofi.
I know. I think this is like a fair matchup, but I personally would go Boa here, but we
I'm
could flip
going
a
Dofi.
we could flip a coin for this. Heads Dofi,
Like if
tails
you think
Boa.
Boa is Gear 4 Luffy level, that's crazy to me.
I think that she has hacks, and that I don't know if she'd win against Gear 4 Luffy, but I think she has hacks that she could get around Dofi with.
I don't even think she could break his cage,
I don't think she
his
needs to. I
strings.
think she would go
But
for him.
sure, let's flip it just so we can keep
Yeah,
moving on.
we gotta keep going. So it is tails. We're going Boa. Let's go.
Oh my god. All right, fine.
I swear I'm being honest with this too. All right. Um, then we got ourselves Jinbei versus Sanji. I think this is
I gotta go
easy.
Sanji. I feel
think
like
this
that's
is
an easy one,
yeah,
right?
me
Like,
too.
who's gonna disagree? Although Jinbei has a higher bounty. No, I'm kidding.
Ah, come on, man. Like,
I'm kidding, I'm
Jinbei
kidding.
hasn't done that much, bro. I'm sorry. It's Sanji. All right, so that's round one done. We're gonna go ahead and move into round two. So as you can see here, we got all of our people that are 1-0 and all of our people that are 0-1. So that's how the matchups are gonna dictate for the next round. So let's go ahead and get into round two. All right, here we are, round two. We got our matchups, and we got Marcus Mars
Marcus versus
versus
Kuzan.
Kuzan.
I think we gotta go with Kuzan. Like, while he is a Gorosei, he does have the regenerative abilities. Like, I feel like we've just seen more from Kuzan, and the regeneration doesn't matter if you're frozen solid, anyways,
That's
right?
true. That's true. I think I'm going Kuzan here too. For me, it's Kuzan. Mihawk versus Jupiter. This one's crazy because I feel like Mihawk's gonna be the character that we glaze the most here in this
Yeah.
whole
I
thing.
mean, he did fight like a bunch of admirals. He's fought in Shanks, or not admirals, emperors. He fought Shanks. He's gone up against Luffy, and he's gone up against Buggy. Those are three emperors right there that he's beaten. Well, fought. I wouldn't say he beat Shanks.
Come on, guy.
Um, but I got to give it to Mihawk just because Jupiter, like we saw him in his worm form, he got cut up pretty easily by a lot of different things. Like
Yeah.
he seems like on the weaker end of the Gorosei
Yeah,
also.
I'm gonna go Mihawk here too. Personally, like I just think the narrative is telling us that Mihawk is like that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All
he
right.
is that guy.
Dorian Brogy versus Sabo. Gotta give it to Sabo here.
I gotta go Sabo.
Me too. That's kind of an easy one. Luffy versus
Oh,
Shanks.
Luffy with Shanks.
Oh,
Oh, Luffy, I'm sorry, you got unlucky here, but it's gotta be Shanks.
bro,
Luffy's not at that level yet.
I think if we've
Should
seen
TM.
this list, like you kind of know where we stand on Shanks. You know what I mean? All right, let's go down. We got Akainu versus Rayleigh.
Maybe back in the day, Rayleigh could have stood a chance, but I think Akainu's crazy strong.
Yeah, Akainu's cracked.
He's in his prime right now.
He's yeah, for real. And he's just I mean strongest guy in the Marines. Like gotta give it to him. Venus Juro versus King.
It's got to be Venus Juro, right?
Yeah.
Like he has all the stuff. King has strength, speed. He would definitely know about his weakness also. Like
Yeah, I mean he
that's
literally
definitely
he
Venus Juro.
clashed with Zoro. You know what I mean? And Zoro beat King. So
Yeah.
open and shut case, I think. Topman War Carrier versus Yamato. Sorry, Yamato.
Sorry, Yamato.
Sucks. Boa versus Sanji. Oh, this. Okay,
Okay,
come on, bro.
so this is a bad matchup for Sanji because Sanji's 100% getting taken out by
He's getting
Boa's
cooked,
fruit.
bro.
Like,
There's.
he is the most susceptible to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay, I think. Yeah, I like no ordinarily like I would say like Sanji is probably over, but there's no fucking way, dude. There's
Yeah, no, he's 100% getting cooked by
he's
the fruit.
yeah, dude. Sorry, Sanji. Blackbeard versus Law. I mean, we
We
saw
saw
it,
this,
right?
bro.
So
We gotta go Blackbeard.
yeah, yeah.
What
Sorry, no, I'm
law?
just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry. All right, Zoro Katakuri. People debate this, but
It's
I
Zoro.
got Zoro.
I think it's no debate. I think Zoro's stronger than Katakuri for sure.
Me too. Yeah, I got Zoro at like almost top of first commander. We didn't include Ben Beckman on this list because like barely any feats, but I feel like Zoro is probably on the top end of the list of first commanders at this point.
I agree.
Lucci versus Garp. Come on,
It's got to be Garp still. Like Lucci's strong, but he's not that strong.
punch that leopard, bro. Screw that guy. All right, Fujitora versus Queen. Ugh.
Queen, I'm sorry, probably gonna be bottom of this list.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I'm
Queen.
actually not that sorry.
Queen's not gonna make it into top cut. I'm sorry, you guys, but he's probably not. All right, we got Kizaru versus Marco. Which
We kind of saw this actually at
yeah.
Marineford, and Kizer was kind of handling Marco. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that much damage. But I don't think he was really trying too hard either. Like we didn't see him use any of his strong techniques like he did on Egghead. I think it's Kizaru.
Yeah, I agree. Kizaru all the way for me. Aramaki versus Kuma. This is kind of interesting.
As much as I hate Aramaki, I do think he's probably stronger than Kuma. I think just the growth aspect. Although the fact that he's so big, I wonder if that helps Kuma because he can use his like paws more effectively on a bigger target.
I wonder
It's
how it
easier to
would
hit
work
something
with
like that.
the wood specifically, because like with Logia's, right, and we're assuming he's a Logia, right?
Yeah.
So with Logia's, it's like you know, if you like can spit out ice, you can spit out fire, whatever. And I would imagine Kuma can't like. I mean, for those specifically, you can't touch them and teleport them, or like sand, right? Like
Yeah, but with wood you can.
but with wood,
right?
like it's still attached to Aramaki, and he like becomes the tree. So would Kuma just
Which
be able to like
I feel like.
teleport tap him, or is Aramaki's hockey probably like too strong for that?
Well, I was gonna say he might even be able, like without the hockey part, just root himself into the ground. And then, do you really think Kuma's thing is ripping out all those roots at once? Like maybe I don't know.
I think it
But I feel
depends on
like,
the hockey. It's like you can pop them away or whatever. But
but I feel like Aramaki's hockey has to be like pretty strong, and we haven't seen any hockey feats from Kuma.
it's true. Well,
So
we saw him do armament, but that's it. Against Saturn when he punched him.
yeah, but anyone punches Saturn.
All right, I'll give it
I'm
to
gonna go with
Aramaki. I'll give it
Aramaki.
to Aramaki here. All right, we got Shiryu versus Captain Kid.
We've just seen more from Kid. Kid
Yeah.
is just gonna use his magnetism. Shiryu's gonna lose his sword because it's made of metal. He's gonna get cooked.
Yeah, I don't. Shiryu, in my opinion, barely belongs on this list, but we'll continue. We got Kid there, and then our last matchup here is Dofi versus Jinbei.
I think this is a pretty close one, actually.
Me too. Me too.
I think Doflamingo might be a little craftier, but Jinbei does have the water that he uses, which does just counter devil fruits in general.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, honestly. I might go with Jinbei for this one, but in a very close match.
I think it
because-
depends on like the terrain they're fighting on too, right? Because it's like if I mean in the water, Jinbei will like cook him for sure.
Yeah.
But like I don't think. I mean, I think Jinbei has the ability to put Dofi down. I just don't know if he has the speed to get to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then what is Doflamingo going to do to put Jinbei down, right? Like, Jinbei's defenses are pretty strong
Do you
also.
think that Jinbei could take out the birdcage?
No, probably not.
That's what I'm saying.
So I guess he could just trap him. All right, you've convinced me. I'll give it to Dofi.
Yeah, I think Dofi wins here. Sorry, Jinbei. All right, so now we're done with that. Here's our 2-0s, 1-1s, and our 0-2s. Dude, Law is an 0-2. That's crazy.
That's crazy, actually.
All right, he's probably just got bad matchups. I mean, he had Blackbeard that round. Let's proceed to our next round. Round 3. Here we go. All right, Mihawk versus Sabo.
As much as I've been glazing Sabo, I glaze Mihawk more.
Yeah,
I feel like Mihawk's gonna cook Sabo.
yeah, I'm on Mihawk's side here. Akainu versus Venus Juro.
It's got to be a Kainu, right? Like I think Venus Zero is strong, but we've said it so many times. A Kainu's the top of the Marines.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think a kind of, and he's not really afraid of them. Like we kind of seen him stand up to him and stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm going there. Boa Hancock Kuzan. Sorry,
come on.
Boa. Like that's Kuzan. No. I'm not gonna
Come
glaze
on.
Boa that much, bro. Like it's Kuzan. It's Kuzan, dude. All right. Shanks versus Topman Warkiri.
Might be a little psych. It's shit.
We got Shanks, baby. Let's go. Like, I mean, I don't think that you can say that we're Shanks Glazers because I feel like
I feel like he hasn't had super
everybody
difficult matchups right
he
now. I think
hasn't.
maybe down the line in the tournament part we might have more to talk about, but right now it's Shanks.
Yeah. Okay. Marcus Mars versus Luffy. I mean, we
I
saw
mean,
this.
We saw this. Luffy yeeted his ass.
Yeah. Okay. Luffy wins that one for sure. Yamato Jupiter. Jupiter is.
It's got to be Jupe.
I.
I don't know. He was kind of on the weaker end of the Gorosei, like I
Do you think
said.
Yamato would be
Like,
Jupiter?
no, maybe not. That was a big ass worm.
He's big, dude. I mean, Kaido is a dragon. Kaido's kind of
Yeah,
a
and
big ass
Jupiter is
worm.
big. No, but Jupiter is bigger than that.
Is he?
I think so. He looked like it.
Hmm?
I don't know the exact sizes, but I also don't know how Yamato's getting through the regeneration factory.
I definitely,
so.
I definitely think Yamato's not getting through that. So
Like she does have like frost powers because of her devil fruit, but I don't think they're nearly as strong as like Kuzan's.
yeah, I think he loses here. All right, so Jupiter.
Jupiter.
All right. Dorian Brogy versus Rayleigh. I
feel like it's gotta
think
be
it's
Rayleigh.
Rayleigh here. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
he's beating up giant monsters all the time. That guy. King versus Sanji. This is a debated one.
It's debated. I do think Sanji favored because even though like Zoro took out King and he was struggling a little bit, that was after all of his bones were broken. And I think the Sanji Zoro debate is pretty close. I feel like a full health Zoro could have beaten King no problem. I think Sanji did defeat Queen no problem as soon as he got over his like mental debuffs.
Yeah.
Like, and I think Sanji has the speed. He's smart enough to figure out King's weakness. Like, I think he takes it.
I think he takes it too. I'm giving it to Sanji, for sure. Next one is Zoro versus Garp. Oh wow.
I'm gonna be a glazer here. I'm gonna go.
That's
Garp.
Garp. Wait. I thought you were gonna say Zoro, bro. No way.
I did it. Wait, I meant to say Zoro. Did I not say Zoro?
You said Garp.
Oh, whoops. I'm
said
not giving it to Garp, I should say.
What? Okay, so
I meant to say I'm gonna glaze Zoro here.
Oh my god. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. You think that Zoro's beating Garp? I think
I think Garp's ult, he died to a sword slash, a stab in the back. I think Zoro can stab him in the front, in the back.
he did it willingly though when he was like 1v8ing and one of those people was Kuzan.
He did do it kind of willingly. It did kind of seem like
One of those
that. He
people
was
was
blocking
Kuzan.
an attack for Kobe.
I don't know if Zoro is on that level yet. Do you think Zoro's stronger than like Rayleigh?
I guess you're right. And we did say Garp is stronger than Rayleigh.
You know what I mean? And so like
Yeah.
I think you kind of have I think that Zoro and then there's also like okay Ben Beckman who is still out and about. Like I feel like there are certain characters that the story is telling us like hey this is like the level that our main characters have to reach and I think Garp is one of them. Even though he just lost because he's old, like I get it, but I think
I mean, he was going toe to toe with Kuzan, and I don't think Kuzan is losing to Zoro. So
I don't think
you're
Kuzan
right.
lost
I
to
think it's
Garp either, but
Yeah, exactly. That's my point, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so
yeah.
I think Garp here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would love to glaze Zoro like that, but it's
Okay,
gotta
Garp
be
it
Garp
is.
for me. All right, Garp. All right, we got Kizaru versus Aramaki.
He's
I
already
got
just a
Kizaru.
stronger admiral.
Better Admiral. Yeah, go with Kizaru
Yeah.
here. Dofi versus Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. It's got to be Blackbeard.
I got Blackbeard. Yeah, I think Blackbeard's smacking the hell out of Dofi. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
100%.
And he could. Yeah. I think if he gets one hand on Dofi, it's over.
Yep.
All right. We will go to Fujitora and Captain Kid. It's Fuji.
Well, Fuji's definitely just gonna cook this one.
Yeah, it's Fuji.
There's no way Kid has anything against like gravity power.
Gravity versus
Although-
magnetism.
I was gonna say magnetism is a type of force that could help counteract the gravity,
I
right?
feel like
Because if he connects himself to like a fixed point, the gravity can't really do anything.
Here's my thing with this: is that as crazy awesome as magnetism should be, Kid has barely scratched the surface of what it should be able to do. And Fujitora, gravity is already like I think a step up from magnetism in general. And I think Fuji hasn't shown us entirely what he can do. and he's an admiral. So
Yeah,
personally, I'm giving it
that's
to
true.
Fuji.
I'm gonna go with Fuji.
Yeah. All right. We got Law versus Queen. I
Oh,
feel.
Law's finally getting a win here. I
Yeah.
think he cooks Queen.
Yeah, I think he cooks Queen pretty easy, dude.
Like even Queen's like his ace in the hole would be like what the disease is. Law's a doctor. He knows how to treat himself.
Human disease cure himself. But he, like Law can teleport away. Law can do so many things to Queen. Law's been able
Law
to
has
teleport.
long range attacks. Like
Yeah. And Queen hasn't shown like any hockey to like stop the teleportation. So like,
he also doesn't have any crazy durability, even though he's a
no.
zone, right? He got taken out by a few attacks. So
Yeah. So I'm giving it to Law here.
Law.
Finally, a win for Law, dude. All right, Shiryu Katakuri. I have to give this to Cat personally.
I think based on the feats, it's got to be Cat so far. I think in the future we'll see Shiryu come out on top of this when we see more from him. But as of right now, Katakuri just has way more feats and has shown way more from Shiryu.
Also, hear me out. Garp did not show Future Sight, but
Yeah,
he showed that he had the perception to know where an invisible person was to block the attack from hitting Kobe. And if Katakuri's Future Sight is better than Garp, then it's like I don't think Shiryu's like faster than Katakuri or anything to like outdo the Future Sight. So I'm giving it to Cat.
same.
All right, we got Lucci versus Marco.
I gotta go with Marco a little bit on this one. I think Lucci's pretty strong, but I think Marco just has the regenerative abilities. I think the flying is gonna help him a lot. Like
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like what if
really...
Lucci gets to him because he has airwalk, so the flying is not going to help that much, honestly. But
I guess that's true.
I think that Lucci, like, if Lucci just grabs him and just starts like munching on him, I don't know if there's much that like
No,
Marco
he
can
just turns into like a phoenix and like a fire,
but
and
he
then
has
just gets at it.
no, because he has like no. Lucci has hockey to be able to hit those kind of people.
Yeah, but I mean, he like if you turn into a phoenix, he's gonna be way faster too.
I'm sure that's
I
true.
think
But
Marco
Lucci's
also
fast.
went against
Lucci stopped Zoro.
But Marco 2v1 King and Queen, and
Yeah, but
Zoro did struggle against King also.
Well, you just said that Zoro
Yeah,
at full health would, and Zoro was pretty much at full health when he clashed with Lucci. I mean, he fought the Seraphim, but that was like a day before, and he wasn't
All
really
right, we
recovering.
can give this one to Lucci.
I think this is a really like even one. I don't know, but I personally I think Lucci's underrated. I don't love Lucci as a character, but I think he's kind of underrated.
I think he's underrated also.
This could go to a coin flip if you want, but
I'm down to coin flip this one.
Okay, so heads Lucci, tails Marco.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. It's gonna be Marco. All right.
Oh, tails never fails.
Tails never fails. All right, Marco gets this one. All right, and then the last one here is Kuma versus Jinbei.
I gotta go with Jinbei. I think Kuma's fruit is like kind of strong, but I think Jinbei's crafty. I don't think he's getting taken out that easily. His hockey's gonna be stronger.
Here's one of my things. He has
water to counter devil fruits.
Yeah.
Again.
Here's also my thing with the battlefield removal aspect of Jinbei is that we saw the way it works is like with Kuma's fruit. If he touches you, it'll teleport you, and you'll be in like a bubble, and you'll like transport to another island. If Jinbei can break out of it, and I would assume he can because he's strong, it would land him in the water. For a lot of characters, that would be it. If they had like a devil fruit or whatever, especially if they can't fly or teleport or whatever. But Jinbei is literally just like swim back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think that really like counts for Jinbei. I think Jinbei could probably take this one.
I think Jinbei takes it.
All right, we'll go with Jinbei here. All right, and that's it for round 3. We're gonna go on to round 4. All right, here we go. Round 4. Akainu versus Mihawk.
I'm gonna have probably an unpopular opinion here, but I think it's Akainu. I think people glaze Mihawk a little too much sometimes, and I think Akainu gets a not enough glaze.
Mm-hmm.
But Akainu's only gone against top tiers and has beaten all of them. Like, he beat Kuzan, he beat Whitebeard, he's the top of the Marines. Like, from a less narrative, but like outside scaling aspect, Oda did say if he was looking for the One Piece, he'd find it in a year, which I think is just goes to show how strong he is. His Devil Fruit is crazy in itself with the magma powers. Like,
yeah, I think Akainu
I think
wins
Akainu.
here. I think it's close, but I think the story is telling us that Akainu is stronger here. Personally, I think if we give this to Mihawk, it's way too much glaze for Mihawk.
Agreed.
So I'm giving it to Akainu. Shanks and Kuzan.
I know people are gonna say this in the comments because they're like, "Wait, you gave it to Akainu who's relative to Kuzan, even though Shanks is relative to Mihawk." I'm giving it to Shanks.
Yeah,
I think
shut up.
Shanks
It's
is stronger.
Shanks. Come on.
Shut the fuck up.
It's Shanks, dude. Come on. What are we talking about here? Sabo versus Hancock. I think we got Sabo here.
It's Sabo.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It's Sabo. No, I mean, like, I feel like Sabo would have the same resistance as Luffy to this fruit. They're similar. So
Yeah,
I give it to Sabo.
agreed.
Luffy versus Venus Juro.
Again, sort of saw this, not this direct matchup, but I think Luffy can take any one of the Gorosei in
Like
a one-on-one fight.
yeah.
The only one is maybe War Curie because we saw him punch him and like get damaged, but I think he would find a way to stop him at least later on.
Yeah,
so I'm
I
gonna give
think
it
there's
to
like a
Luffy.
battlefield removal kind of thing, though, similar to where he did it to Mars. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I personally think Luffy got this. Luffy has gone way up in the ranks this year, y'all. Just so you know, like Luffy is like up there.
He's shown some really good feats.
So we're giving that to Luffy. Jupiter versus Rayleigh.
I mean, Prime Rayleigh I think takes it, but current Rayleigh I think is just kind of old, and I think Jupiter with the regenerative factor would just beat him.
I just don't know what he's doing against the regeneration. You know what I mean? Because like Dorian
That's what I
Broglie
think a lot of
cut this
people-
guy in half, and he was fine. So
Yeah.
even
I
if
think, and Rayleigh
gets
doesn't
him-
have like the battlefield removal to take him out either,
No,
right?
no, I don't think so. I don't think he'd be able to like kick the Jupiter. Like we just haven't seen it. You know what I mean? So I think Jupiter takes this.
Same.
All right, well, you got Kizaru versus Top Man War Curie.
I think I want to give it to Kizaru, but I think it's War Curie.
I think it's War Curie. I don't think
I think
Kizaru
the
has
Conqueror's
anything.
hockey he showed, that giant scream was kind of crazy. I think the defenses he has where Luffy couldn't punch through it was also pretty crazy. I think it's War Curie.
Yeah, I agree. I'm giving it to War Curie here. All right, so then we got Sanji versus Garp. Did we talk about this?
We gotta go. No, we talked about Zoro versus Garp, but I mean, it's got to be Garp though. If Zoro's losing, and we said Sanji and Zoro are relative to each other.
Yeah,
I think same thing then.
And I have to kind of correct my what happened last time in my list. I think in my list last year I had Sanji over Garp, and I have to thoroughly apologize for that take because I think that
Give
was
Garp some respect.
I think that was fucking crazy of me to say. So we're gonna give it to Garp. I think I saw the animation of Garp versus Kuzan. I was like, all right. So, we're gonna give that one to Garp.
The hype got to it.
Yeah. All right. Fujitora Blackbeard.
Fake black holes versus what could be real black holes. This is an interesting matchup. I think as of right now, though, Fuji takes it. I think he's shown stronger feats. I think later on Blackbeard will be stronger than Fujitora, but as of right now, I just don't see how Blackbeard's gonna be hurting Fuji.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how like he's even getting close to Fuji, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, like Quake or not, like I think Fuji can just fly on a rock away. Goodbye.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, we're giving that one to Fuji. I think that one's pretty easy personally. We got Marcus Mars versus Zoro.
I actually would give this to Zoro. I think Mars didn't show much.
You gotta kidding me, dude. Really?
What did he do? He just kind of flew around. We saw Zoro
He
clash
shoots
with Venus
beams and
Juro.
stuff. I mean, yeah, clash, but he
Yeah,
didn't
and
beat.
Zo-
Do you think
Zoro's
Zoro
cut through
would? Do you
beams
think?
before.
Do you think that Zoro would beat Venus Juro?
Zoro single-handedly blocked an attack from Big Mom and Kaido, and I think the one
Blocked
Mars did
and-
is weaker than that.
Blocked is different than clashed, and clashed is different than slashed. That's all I'll say. So, like, I think personally, that's a lot of Zoro glaze for me to say that he's just gonna.
I don't know. We did not
beat-
like nothing Mars did actually affected anybody.
But how is Zoro getting
And
through
then
the
he-
regeneration? And how is Zoro battlefield removing him? He's not gonna yeet him like how.
He's just gonna keep cutting him over and over.
Oh yeah, he's gonna dice him
If
into a
you cut
million
it-
pieces.
Yeah, and then when he starts regenerating, he'll cut him again, and when he regenerates again, he'll cut him again.
You could say that about Rayleigh then, about Jupiter.
No, because Rayleigh doesn't have as many slicing attacks. I'm going with Zoro on this one.
I have to put this on a coin flip. I'm sorry. I
Put it on a coin flip.
All
then.
right, heads Mars, tails Zoro. It's Mars.
No.
I'm sorry, Zoro, bro. That's crazy to give Zoro over a Gorosei right now. Maybe. I think it's close. I'm not gonna lie. I do think it's close, but I think
He clashed with one of the and held off. Clashed and held off one of the stronger Goruseis in my
All
opinion.
right. Well, we're moving
No,
on from Zoro. I think that was close, but no cigar for Zoro. Yamato versus Law. I feel this is another close one.
I think this is a close one too. I do think Law takes it. I think he's craftier. I think he has just more options in a fight than Yamato, but
He
I
gets
think
hit by
Yamato would be
Yamato,
able to
he's
hold his
dead,
own.
bro. I think Yamato smacks Law,
Really?
he's
I don't
done.
think so.
The Gura took out Law.
What? No.
Advanced Conqueror's Hockey would smack Law in the face.
Law was taking hits from Big Mom repeatedly, and she has advanced conquerors also.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like Law took a lot of hits from Big Mom in that fight, and Big Mom is no slouch. Like if she was on this list, like she'd be pretty up there.
I guess that's true.
I think we're underrating Law here a bit.
Okay, fine. We'll give it to Law, but barely. I think Law has some hacks that could like take Yamato off the battle.
That's the thing.
The thing is,
Law
like,
has so many hacks.
Yamato can't fly, right? Yamato can jump like a motherfucker, but like Law teleports Yamato off of Onigashima into the water. It's like I don't know. Okay, we'll give that one to Law. I'm okay giving that to Law. We got Doflamingo versus Dorian Brogy.
I think I gotta give it to Dorian Brogy.
I just don't.
I think they
I
just
think
have
one
the firepower.
one hit and Dofi's done.
Yeah, I think they're just too strong, and I think they have the firepower to beat Dofi.
Me too. All right, Dorian Brogy it is. King versus Aramaki. We saw this. I'm sorry. We saw this.
Yeah. As much as I want to deglaze Aramaki, he definitely takes us. He just sucked his soul out last time they saw each other.
It was like a no diff. So, gotta give it to Aramaki. Marco versus Captain Kid.
I'm sorry, Marco. I don't want to do it, but I think Kid would win this.
Yeah, he'd vaporize him, bro. I think.
Yeah.
It's if Kid could hit him. Actually, I think Marco's really fast.
I do think Marco's fast, but he's also not the fastest that we've seen. He's pretty fast. He kept up with
Well, who has Kid kept up with?
Kizaru.
Big Mom.
Yeah, Kid's not fast either, and yeah, Big Mom's not really known for her speed feats.
Yeah, she is fast. Like I'm not gonna say like Big Mom's slow, but like I don't think.
I would.
Maybe.
But I still think Kid has the firepower.
I think if Kid
out.
could hit Marco, then yeah. But if Marco, I mean, this one's tough. Do you want to do a coin flip for this one?
Sure.
All right, heads Marco, tails Captain Kid. All right, we got Marco.
All right,
that's a heads. All right, Marco it is. All right, we're gonna go Katakuri versus Jimbei. These are getting harder as they go along.
Yeah, these matchups have been getting closer. I guess I'll go Katakuri. While I do think Jimbei is strong, Katakuri definitely has the firepower to deal with him.
Yeah.
He definitely has the observation Haki to dodge all the water attacks too, like the future sight.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be really hard for Jimbei to hit him. And I think Katakuri is just going to be way faster than Jimbei.
He is. I mean, like, he has future sight and he was fast. He was technically faster than Snake Man Luffy, right?
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah, he was.
Kind of.
No, he was, dude. He was getting around him. Like, Snake Man was not hitting Katakuri.
Well, that's also because of the future sight, though, right?
But
like,
that was also an injured Katakuri, mind you.
It was an injured Luffy.
Yeah, I guess so.
So.
So what?
But either way, I still think that's stronger than Jimbei.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Cat here. Queen versus Shiryu.
I'm sorry, Queen.
What?
I think she'd used.
What has Shiryu done, dude?
He beat Magellan. Magellan's pretty strong.
Oh my god, dude.
He killed Garp, or
He did not
somewhat attacked Garp in the back.
I think Shiryu. Okay, here's what I'll say about Shiryu and Queen. Queen has the same power as Shiryu. He can go invisible.
That's true, actually.
And
fine. I'll give it to Queen. You're right about that.
Yeah, come on, man.
And it's not like Shiryu has been shown to have the observation haki to see Queen.
Yeah, exactly. So I think ultimately Shiryu will be the stronger person like later. I feel like this is how I feel about Shiryu is that's why I don't know if he belongs on this list is because like yeah, we saw him stab Garp and like I guess he beat Magellan, but like that was kind of off screen. We don't really know how he did it. And then we know he has the clear fruit, but like basic observation haki was able to catch it. And we don't know, like I don't know. I just think that Queen, we've seen his full kit, and there's got to be a way that he puts down Shiryu one way or another.
Yeah, you've convinced me. I'll go with Queen.
Yeah, we'll go Queen here. Next match or last match of this round is Lucci versus Kuma.
It's got to be Lucci, right?
Yeah,
like I don't even think
so.
this is close.
I don't think it's close. Yeah, I think Lucci takes it. All right.
All right, so we got one more round,
What?
and wow, I see that one up there. That's a banger round to
Yeah,
start with.
yeah, this is a banger round. I mean, this is just the we're gonna proceed and it's gonna randomize these, but one more round and then we'll get into top cut. So here we go. All right, round 5. This is gonna be our last round of Swiss, and then we will go to our top cut. So here we go. Shanks versus Akainu.
I think it's close, and I think people are gonna glaze Shanks a lot. But
And so are
I
we,
agree with
baby.
Kev.
Let's
It's
go.
gonna be Shanks.
That's Shanks. Let's go. Oh my god, dude. He stopped Akainu in Marineford
Yeah, with one arm.
with one arm,
Pretty
bro.
crazy.
One arm, dude. Mihawk versus Luffy.
Sorry, Luffy. Mihawk 1, I think is stronger. 2, hard counters your devil fruit with his sword.
Probably true. Yeah, honestly, probably true. I think Mihawk has it here. Luffy might. I think if Luffy gets over the stamina issue, we're gonna have a different conversation. But Mihawk, I think right now probably takes it. I'm gonna go Mihawk. Kuzan versus Sabo.
I gotta go Kuzan. I think it's close. I think Sabo does counter Kuzan's devil fruit with the fire into ice, but we saw that didn't help. It did kind of help Akainu actually beat him. But I still think Kuzan's powers overall are just really strong, and I think he could take him in a fight.
He also has shown better feats. Like he fought against Garp, right? That has like
Yeah.
advanced conquerors and all this.
I mean, he went toe to toe with Akainu for 7 days. Like that's
I
crazy.
thought it was 10 days.
Uh,
Whatever. I mean, yeah.
Maybe whatever. 7, 10, either way, crazy feat,
Yeah,
right?
I think
Like,
we go Kuzan here personally.
yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Top man War Carrier versus Jupiter. I think we already kind of talked
I think
about
we
this.
agree that War Carrier is the strongest.
Me too.
Gorosei.
Yeah, me too. Garp versus Fujitora. So here's one where I think Garp is like the oldness will get to him because I think Fuji's in his prime personally.
Yeah, but Fuji's pretty old himself, so.
He is, but
But I do think he's still
Gar-
really strong,
Garpy
and I think that
repeatedly
Devil Fruit's gonna
saying,
help him.
like, I mean, this is one of those things where it's like we don't know because of the feats, also because Fuji doesn't have advanced Conqueror's Hockey as far as we know.
Should we flip the coin?
We could flip a coin for this one. I don't mind. Yeah.
I think this one could kind of go either way.
Yeah.
I would probably go Fuji a little bit more on this.
You know what? I probably would go Fuji as well. Let's just go.
Okay,
I
then
think,
if we're
I
in
think
agreement, let's do Fuji.
I think we go Fuji. Yeah, sorry, Garp. I think Garp's gonna make top cut anyways, so we might have different conversations later. But yeah, let's go Fuji for now. Rayleigh versus Kizaru. We saw this.
I mean,
It was a stalemate.
I think Kizaru. It was a stalemate, but that was 2 years ago. I think Kizaru's gonna get stronger while Rayleigh keeps getting weaker as he gets older.
Yeah, and he's been kind of saying it. Like personally, I think Kizaru would be Blackbeard. You know what I mean? And if Rayleigh's like, oh, I don't know if I'll be Blackbeard, then it's like, come on.
And Kizaru wasn't really trying to kill Rayleigh there. He was trying to get past Rayleigh.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I'm gonna give it to Kizaru.
yeah. I'll give it to Kizaru too. We got Venus Jiro versus Marcus Mars. I think they're pretty
I mean,
close.
same
but
reasoning
I
as
got
before. I think Venus Jiro is stronger.
Yeah, I think we have a ranking for the Gorosei at this point. Venus Jiro has better feats, I think,
Yep.
personally. So Venus Jiro. This one's funny.
Well, we saw this, so Blackbeard.
I mean, we saw it, but Blackbeard
We literally
snuck
saw
Boa Hancock, bro. He would have,
And what makes you think he's not going to do that again? He's crafty.
Well, okay, but Boa had like other things to focus on, like other enemies.
You don't know that. That's all speculation.
He said in a 1v1, you know, he said like during the fight, he was like, "Yo, if
I let go of you, you could beat me."
You're cooked.
But he could.
And the
still
only
get
way he
onto
got her is because he snuck her, and she was like, "Whatever." I'll you know what? Just because we did see it, I'll give it to Blackbeard. But I think this is debatable. I think this is debatable.
I disagree.
All right, we'll go Blackbeard. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it for Blackbeard. All right. Sanji versus Law.
Oh, this is close. I think I gotta go with Law though. I think Sanji can keep up, but I think Law has too many hacks that Sanji won't be able to get through with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Law has a lot of long range attacks also that Sanji might not be able to keep up with. I think Law is pretty quick, not as fast as Sanji, but I think he's quick enough to react to some of Sanji's things.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta go with Law.
The thing is, like, do you think Big Mom's punches are as strong as like Ifrit Jambe, like regular?
I think they're stronger.
Regular Big Mom punches.
Those were not regular. They were armament hockey punches.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I do think they're stronger than Sanji's attacks.
All right, I'll give it to Law. I think Law has the hacks to take down Sanji. I think so. I think Law Law is a little underrated in that sense. And Sanji doesn't like if Sanji had armament hockey, I think he could take down Law, but we don't see that from Sanji yet.
We've seen armament from him.
From Sanji?
Yeah.
When?
We see him cut his leg in blackness.
Oh, I guess he's Black Lake Sanji. I guess that's true.
I mean, he was black like Sanji before,
all right.
Either way, we're giving it to Law.
Advanced armament. Let's say that. All right, we'll give it to Law for this one. All right, we got Dorian Brogy versus Katakuri. This one's kind of.
I think it's got to be Cat. Well, I do think Dorian Brogy are strong and can probably hurt Cat. I don't think they're for hitting Cat. And even if they do,
but what's
like,
Cat doing to put down Dorian Brogy?
You feeding them exploding mochi.
Exploding mochi? What does he have? Exploding mochi? When did we see that?
He just grabs some explosives and puts it in them.
No, bro.
He can just produce so much mochi it fills them up.
He does. You can't just like tell. You can't have a character do something that they haven't done before in a fight. So
he was filling up Luffy with mochi.
No, he wasn't. He was not feeding. Luffy was just eating it. If we say, okay, here's the thing. We said in our video, not to go spoil our video, but we did a Katakuri versus Lucci, right? And we put Lucci on top there for various reasons.
You just spoiled the video.
But go check it out, So, but Dorian Brogy we just said would beat Lucci. So
did we say that?
We did say that. So like, who are we put? I'm okay to put this on a coin flip, but I think Dorian Brogy.
I just think they don't have the speed feats to deal with.
I think Dorian Brogy have the firepower that Gear 4 Luffy does. Personally,
I think they have the firepower, but Katakuri was dealing with that also. That's what I'm saying. The Katakuri was dealing with the strength of Gear 4 Luffy. Like in the end, he didn't even lose that fight. Like he gave up.
I guess so.
Like, he lost the Battle of Wills. Like the strength wasn't the problem for him in that fight.
I don't know, man. I don't think I just don't see how Katakuri's putting down these two giants. Like, maybe there's something. I think this is a toss-up. I'm gonna give it to Dorian Brogy. If you want to give it to Cat, we can put it.
I give it to Cat. Flip the coin.
Flip the coin. All right. Heads, it's Dorian Brogy. Tails, Cat, and tails. Okay, we gotta go Cat.
Hell yeah.
All right. Marco versus Aramaki.
It's got to be Aramaki. As much as I want to deglaze Aramaki.
Deglaze.
I gotta give it to him.
All right, Aramaki it is. All right, Zoro versus Queen. Zoro, right?
Zoro, easy.
Yeah, easy Zoro.
Easy.
I think easy Zoro. Yamato versus Lucci. I think Yamato hits harder than Lucci.
I was gonna say that too. I think Yamato takes it, but not by much.
Not by a ton, but I think Yamato has better hockey and better advanced conquerors than. I mean, advanced conquerors. I think Yamato takes this one. Captain Kid versus Dofi.
It's got to be Kid, right?
I think it has to be. Yeah.
Like, as much as I also want to deglaze Kid, I feel like he's just stronger than Doflamingo.
Yeah, me too. All right, Captain Kid. King versus Jinbei.
I think Jinbei. I think King. I don't think Jinbei has the speed to deal with King, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though his water kind of counters the fire from King, I don't think it's doing that much overall. If you can't hit him.
Yeah, me neither. And I don't think there's Jinbei doesn't have observation like that to be able to or the speed to deal with King. I'm going King.
Yeah.
We got Shiryu versus Kuma. Kuma, bro. It's Kuma. Dude. It's Kuma.
Yeah.
Pop. He's gone.
And that's the last round, so
that's it. And look who's at the bottom.
She's at the bottom, 0-5.
Yeah. So, and look who's at the top. Spoilers.
Who could have guessed?
So now
we'll take these top 16, put them into a bracket, and we'll be right back.
All right, top 16. So it's again, we don't have all the characters you might think are in top 16, but it's just matchups, bad matchups. But these are the characters that we got left. I'm gonna shuffle them up here, and then we're gonna do a double elimination. So they're gonna go to a loser's bracket if they lose, and they'll have 2 chances before they're completely knocked out. So I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle this 5 times, just like last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. So number 1.
Let's go. We got Luffy versus Fujitora first. I think I gotta give it to Luffy, right?
I think so.
I think Luffy just his powers are too wacky for Fujitora to handle. I don't know what the gravity's even gonna end up doing to him. I feel like Luffy's just gonna take this one.
Yeah, I got Luffy on that
Like
for
we
sure.
saw, he's past Admiral level at this point. At
Yeah,
least standard Admirals.
I don't think Fuji's doing anything right
Oh,
now.
people are gonna get mad immediately with this one.
This is a funny
I mean,
matchup.
if you've listened to us all video though, like you probably know where we stand on this.
Click.
Like I think Shanks is stronger than Mihawk.
Oh yeah.
So people are gonna get upset.
Yeah, round 2 is gonna be interesting, but we're gonna keep on going down here. We got Katakuri versus Akainu. Katakuri
gotta
made
be
it into
Akainu.
top 16. That's crazy, bro.
That is crazy. Like Katakuri made it over some other people.
I don't see
But this is
Zoro
an
on
easy
this
one.
list.
Akainu has to take this.
It's got to be Akainu here, yeah. We got Law versus Kuzan. I got
Oh,
Kuzan.
sorry, Law. It's got to be Kuzan.
I got Kuzan on this. Easy, easy.
Sabo versus Blackbeard. As of right now, I would give it to Sabo. I think end of series Blackbeard's going to be stronger, but with what we've seen from Sabo, I think he can take Blackbeard right now.
Me too. I mean, he got out of there with 5 Gorsa, and he survived Yuma's attack, and like
He
fought
went up against an Admiral. Yeah,
I just don't think
he just has the
Blackbeard's doing
feats.
that. Yeah, I think Sabo's got it there. Jupiter versus Top Man War
I
Curie.
mean, we said it earlier. War Curie's the strongest
I think we
Gorsa.
talked about this already, right? Yeah, Top Man. Then we got Aramaki versus Venus Juro. I don't know how
It's got to be
Aramaki's on
Venus
this
Juro.
list,
I don't
bro.
know how Araki's up here. Get this guy out of here.
Venus Juro's up there. All right, Kizaru versus Garp. This one's kind of interesting.
I do think this is an interesting one, but I do got to give it to Kizaru. I don't necessarily think Garp can keep up with the speed of Kizaru. Kind of the same thing we said about the Rayleigh matchup earlier. It's like they're getting old. In their prime, they definitely would have won. But as of right now, I think Kizaru kind of just takes it.
I will say Garp did have that like zippity zip move where he went from the battlefield all the way to where Pizarro was, like the skull on the Skull Island, like lickety split. You know what I mean? He got up there and he whacked him. And
But that's not
Luffy's
as fast as what
too.
Kizaru can do.
Well, do you think Luffy's faster than Kizaru?
Yeah, so I'm keep up with Kizaru.
I guess that's true. All right, we'll give it to Kizaru here. All right, then we got round 2, and then we'll go after round 2. We'll do round 3, and then we'll move on to the losers bracket. So round 2, we got Luffy versus Shanks.
It pains me, but Luffy, I'm sorry you can't take this one. It's got to be
bro.
Shanks.
It's Shanks, bro. It just can't be the case yet that Luffy.
Yeah, he's just not.
Is
he's
at
close.
that level.
He's close.
It
but
could
not
be in
there
this
yet.
arc. I mean, with Elbaf, like it could be, but yeah,
Hey, maybe next year our list will change.
true that. This is one we saw, right?
Well, I mean, we literally got confirmation of this in the canon.
Super.
So, there's
yeah.
no arguing here.
Yeah, Akainu versus Kuzan. We gotta give it to Akainu. Sabo versus Top Man War Curie. Okay, here's my thing.
I think this is a close one.
No, because we didn't see, if Luffy couldn't break War Curie's defenses, what is Sabo gonna do, bro?
That's what I was gonna say too. I don't think War Curie has a lot of ways to take out Sabo, but Sabo has no ways to take out War
has
Curie. So I think
Conqueror
War Curie
Sake
would
at
eventually
least.
just outlast him.
Yeah,
So I agree. I think War Curie's gonna take
I think
this.
War Curie takes it. Yep. Venus Juro versus Kizaru.
I do think Kizaru can go up against Venus Juro at least.
I think it's a fair matchup.
I think what Venus Juro had over a lot of people was his speed that we saw, but I think Kizaru keeps up with that. And I think he probably has the power to go against Venus Juro's swords also. I'm going to give this one to Kizaru.
But what about the regeneration?
I mean, I think he just like splits apart his body, right? Like you split up parts of his body, send him to other sides of the world because you're so fast, and then just like come back. Like,
You think he could do that?
yeah, I think he's fast enough to do that.
Maybe, bro.
He moves at or faster than the speed of light.
I guess that's true. Don't you think he would have done that to, like, Rayleigh?
No.
No? Why?
I think because Rayleigh was able to keep up with him. I think he's always like a good amount faster than Venus Juro. I think Rayleigh was able to keep up because he was also just as fast. And then again, like I said earlier, Kizaru's like his goal wasn't to kill Rayleigh. His goal was to get past him and capture the other people. Rayleigh was just kind of holding him off. And we've seen it. Kizaru doesn't needlessly kill people if he doesn't have to. He does his job, but just tries to take out people, but not kill them.
I'll say
right?
this: I do think he was holding back in that whole.
Yeah,
thing.
that too, right?
Yeah. All right, we'll give it to Kizaru here. That's cool with me. I'll give it to Kizaru. Let's go to round 3. Here we go. These are some
I
top
think
tiers.
this is the closest one that we have here is Shanks versus Akainu, which may end up being the final matchup overall, to be honest. But I gotta go with Shanks. I think we said it.
We said it
literally had
before,
this
right?
matchup,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we already said this before. Like Shanks stopped him at Marineford. Like I think we think Shanks is top 1 personally. I mean, I don't see how he can't be, but
Yeah, so you guys already know who's gonna win this
Yeah,
tournament for us.
yeah.
But
So, I mean, here's one though. Top Man War Curie versus Kizaru. Again, I don't think Kizaru can get through Top Man
I
War
don't think
Curie.
Kizaru has the firepower to break through War Curie. I do think War Curie's coming out here, which he's actually making it much further than I originally
Yeah,
thought he would on this list.
yeah, yeah. True that.
So
All right, we got Top Man War Curie going up
going the
in round 4.
distance.
So we're gonna move down here. We're gonna go down to the losers bracket. We're gonna start with the round 1. We'll do round 2, and we'll do round 3. So we already have some seeded characters that are definitely going to be in round 2 losers, but we'll start with this round 1. So we got Fujitora versus Mihawk,
I
and
mean, it's easy, right?
I'll
It's
say
got to be
here.
Mihawk.
I'll say this. I agree it's Mihawk, but now that we know from the SBS that Fujitora also has one of the 12 Supreme Black Blades, I think that it's debatable. But we also are told by the narration that Mihawk is the strongest swordsman, so it's like,
Yeah, and Fujitora is a swordsman.
yeah,
Not
but
Shanks though, because Shanks is a hockey man.
a hockey man. We got Katakuri versus Law.
It's Law. I think that's an easy one
I
also.
think that's easy. Yeah, I don't know if Law can really get around Future Sight, but
I think he could.
is he fast enough?
I think he could teleport and he's crafty enough also.
Is he?
Like the thing is, even if
Is he
Katakuri can see what's happening, if he doesn't know what's happening, then he might still get caught off guard, right? And the teleportation factor is a big part about that, where Law can do things that are really unexpected with that. So
I guess so. I guess. I think that's a tough one for me personally, but Law I think Law comes out on top there. Yeah, I think that's a good enough argument for Law. I think that one could be a little more debated, and let us know in the comments what you think about Katakuri versus Law. But I know that a lot of people are going to say Law, especially because of the bounty.
yeah, if you want us to debate any of these
yeah.
further, we could make videos like just on these.
Yeah,
But
100%.
let us know.
Jupiter
And while
versus
you're at it,
Blackbeard.
don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and fight us in the comments on all of this stuff. Let's move on. We got Blackbeard versus Jupiter.
I think it's got to be Jupiter. While I do think Blackbeard actually stands a decent chance because I think Jupiter is one of the weaker ones. I don't. I mean, Blackbeard does have the Gorogoro no Mi, which I think could do a lot of damage to Jupiter. And maybe his Devil Fruit negates like the regeneration factors, but that's just speculation, right? Like we can't like say that for sure, especially because a lot of us think that they're not Devil Fruit powers. If they were, I think Blackbeard takes us, but we just don't know if their powers are Devil Fruit powers, and it's looking like they're not.
Yeah, it's looking
So
like they're not.
I'm gonna go Jupiter.
I agree. I for all the same reasons, Jupiter for me. We got Aramaki versus Garp. I think this
Easy.
is where Aramaki falls off. It's Garp.
Get this clown out of our list.
Get him
Put Garp
out
up
of
there.
here, dude. Get him out of here. All right, we're gonna move on to round 2 of losers bracket. We got Venus Joro versus Mihawk, some more swordsmen. And I got Mihawk here personally.
I got Mihawk. I think that's an easy one.
Yeah, Mihawk goes up there. I'm glazing Mihawk, bro. He's up there, bro. Sabo versus Law, another highly debated one. These get closer and closer.
I think this is getting a lot closer. I think a lot of the same reasons we said with Law is why he benefits against Sabo. Like the same reasons we said as when he fought Katakuri. But I just think Sabo has the firepower to deal with the Law also.
Here's my thing with this though. Yeah, well, the literal firepower, right? And so I think this about Sabo is that we have not seen Law how his fruit interacts with Alogia. And so I don't know that he would even be able to like touch Sabo, because I don't think he has the level of like armament hockey or conqueror's hockey to like deal with Alogia personally.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's the same as like the theory with like Crocodile, right? Then he just needs water.
Yeah, but okay,
Right.
you know, like that's like a part 1 thing, you know what I mean? And Sabo, you would imagine that at a certain level, and this is what Aramaki said, right? Like Aramaki got hit by a fire attack and was like, "You got to be kidding me, bro. I'm an admiral."
You think I wouldn't think of my one weakness?
Yeah.
80.
Yeah. So like I don't think that's really, I think that Oda disproved that whole ordeal because hockey like supersedes like that kind of elemental weakness. Personally, I'm going Sabo here.
Yeah, I'll go Sabo also.
Sabo's up there, bro. All right, we got Kuzan versus
I think this is an easy
Jupiter.
one, actually.
I think
it's
we did this. I
Kuzan,
think we did this already. Yeah, Kuzan.
which makes it even easier.
Yeah, either we did it or we made Kuzan go against another one. I think like Ice Age, like the freezing thing, like I don't think that Like it's just gonna stop them. She stops them, right? Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like regeneration or not, like it
Oh,
doesn't.
look at this. Grandson versus grandfather. But I gotta give it to the new generation.
Gotta give
It
it to
is
him.
easily Luffy.
Easily Luffy, bro. I think it is easily Luffy personally.
Yeah.
I think Luffy's just I don't know what Garp can do. I mean, I think Garp hits hard, but I think Luffy hits hard. You know what I mean?
Luffy hits hard. Luffy tanks a lot more damage also.
Like
Like
what it
it's
put it this way. What is Garp doing against Bajron Gun?
what is Garp doing? It's being flattened into a pancake and flung around.
Yeah, yeah, literally. He would die.
I,
We got Mihawk versus Sabo in our third round of losers bracket.
I think it's gotta be Mihawk. I think Sabo's strong, but I think Mihawk just has the non-literal firepower to attack Sabo.
Yeah, for me, Mihawk here too. I mean, again, feats, no feats. Like I think Mihawk is just narratively on that level. Like maybe they're like comparable at this point, but like I think Mihawk just like he has got to have future sight. He's got to have like advanced armament. Like anything that we think Zoro has, like Mihawk has that like times 3 at least. So
Yeah,
like
for sure.
yeah, I think it has to be Mihawk there. All right, we got Kuzan versus Luffy. Spoiler alert, we did this.
Yeah, but Kuzan did beat Luffy already.
He
No,
did.
I'm kidding. That was in part one. Luffy, I think, is definitely stronger than Kuzan.
Yeah, I think Luffy can take it here. I think it might be close, but yeah, if Kuzan and Garp was close, I granted I don't think that was close. Personally, I know he was jumped by like a bunch of different Blackbeard pirates, but I also
But I
think
also
that
think Kuzan was holding back in
yeah,
that.
exactly. I gotta give it to Luffy here personally.
Yeah, go watch our video on that.
Yeah, go watch our video. We got good explanations for that one. All right, we'll be right back with losers bracket and the rest of the finals. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and get our final picks here for the bracket. We're doing losers round 4. We'll do losers round 5, losers finals, and then we'll come up to round 4 of the semifinals of the winners bracket, and then we'll do the final after that. So let's go ahead and start with the losers here. We got Akainu versus Mihawk.
I mean, we talked about this one earlier, right? I think it's an unpopular opinion, but I think Akainu takes it.
I think so too. I think Akainu.
And if you disagree, you can fight us in the comments.
I completely agree. I think we got to go Akainu here. Then we got Kizaru versus Luffy.
I mean, we got this in canon. Luffy wins.
Literally saw this.
He takes this.
Sorry, guys. Luffy takes it. And then finally, we got Akainu. This is our top 4, right? So we got
Yeah, these would be our top 4.
Shanks,
Sort of,
Top Man, Warkiri, Akainu, and Luffy. Which crazy that those we got.
I think
Man
the
being
top
is
one's
nuts.
easy. We said it, right? Shanks is taking this.
All right. So let's go ahead and do this one first, round 4, right? So Shanks versus Warkiri. Here's my thing about this actually is that
No way we're gonna put Warkiri strongest in the verse.
no. I'm not putting. Listen, I think Shanks wins because I think that Shanks is implied to just have like this crazy, like they said that Joy Boy's hockey and Shanks' hockey were like comparable, right? So you got to put and Joy Boy technically all 5 of the Gorosei like done as soon as he, or at least 4 of them, right? Like as soon as he appeared. So it's got to be Shanks here.
Yep. End of discussion.
But
No,
I mean that's kind of like it, honestly, though, is because like Shanks does have like great feats, but
we said it. He's a hockey man.
he's
He's
the hockey man, bro. But like he doesn't. I don't know, man. Like we haven't seen a character match him yet, so we don't know what the top of the level is yet. But I'm putting Shanks.
I'm putting Shanks also.
All right, we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna go Akainu versus Luffy.
I think it's got to be Akainu. As much as I want to put Luffy, I don't think he's quite at that level yet.
This is crazy.
I think it's got to be Akainu.
Yeah, we discussed this a little bit before the stream. I think I would love to put Luffy above Akainu, and I think that Luffy has more firepower than Akainu. I don't know what Akainu's doing against Bajron Gun personally, but I will say we haven't.
I mean, he
seen...
tanked hits from Whitebeard, the strongest man in the world, with the strongest devil fruit in the world. Like, I think he can tank a Bajron Gun.
Well,
honestly,
no, I think Bajron Gun's stronger than anything Whitebeard did. Personally,
no shot,
dude. Yeah, dude.
No way.
Whitebeard, old age Whitebeard. Yeah, dude. Bajron Gun took out Kaido. I think Kaido is stronger than old man Whitebeard for sure.
But it took out Kaido after Kaido was severely weakened throughout fighting literally like everybody on the rooftop
I don't
and
know if he was
more.
severely weakened. Honestly, I don't think
He was 100% severely
this is a
weakened.
this is a discussion for another day. And I guess you guys have realized by now that Kaido and Big Mom are not on this list. We're considering them dead, as well as Saturn, who is actually dead. So,
Yeah.
we're not gonna have the Kaido versus Luffy discussion right now. But I'll say this about Akainu versus Luffy is that Akainu is one of the only characters in the verse that has fought for like 7 to 10 days straight, right? And Luffy has a stamina issue. And
Yep.
we know Akainu is gonna punch a hole in Luffy the second he gets the opportunity.
Yeah, he's not hesitating on that.
Yeah, so I gotta give it to Akainu here, personally.
All right. War Curie versus Akainu. I think Akainu also takes this one. I do think he has the firepower to go through War Curie. I guess we don't necessarily know what it takes to break that shield,
Yeah.
but the hotness factor of War Curie is not going to affect Akainu because he has the magma powers.
Right.
I think Sakazuki just takes this one.
It's
I think narratively it's shown that he's stronger than him also.
yeah.
I think just like him not being afraid to like scream at them and fight them if he needs to.
Do you think that Akainu has conquers?
I think he will
I
eventually.
think probably, right? Yeah. I think it's kind of told to us that he should be stronger. I think Warkiri versus Akainu is like it's hard because they're both like kind of they're not feetless, neither of them, but they're not like
Yeah, they both have feet.
all right, that's it. I'm just gonna give it to Akainu. We'll give it to Akainu. It's kind of crazy to me that Warkiri got third in this whole thing,
Honestly, I'm pretty surprised by that too.
but it makes sense. I mean,
But I mean, we talked about this matchup earlier too. You guys know where we stand on
third
this.
time
It's
this is
gotta
happening.
be
Dude.
Shanks.
Yeah, we got Shanks as the winner. Congratulations, Shanks.
Yeah, let's go Shanks.
2 years
please.
in a
Woo!
row. 2 years in a row. We got Shanks on top. And that's gonna be
Yeah,
it.
overall, Shanks wins the One Piece World Tournament of 2025.
Yep.
Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, here's the whole
if there's anything
bracket.
you would change.
Here's the whole
Let-
bracket if you guys wanted to check it out at all. If you guys want to do your own bracket, feel free. This is Easy Bracket is what this website's called. But let us know. Obviously, like we didn't have Zoro here, we didn't have Dragon here, we didn't have Garling here. Like these are all feated characters, but I think we have like a pretty solid like top 5 at least. Or we got the top 3,
I
right?
feel like you just get a relative, like, these are pretty strong characters
Yeah.
overall, right?
Luffy's top 10, right? I think we could say that. Mihawk could beat Warkiri, I think.
Yeah. I
So-
think Mihawk might go a little higher. I think he got a few unlucky matchups.
Yeah.
But overall, we said that would happen at the beginning, right? Some people just get unlucky.
Yeah, Sabo, Kuzan, Kizaru, like these are all top tiers to me. Like I think that like at least in the end of this, like we got to like who we think is the strongest. I don't know what I would say against something like Venus Juro against Sabo or like Law versus Kuzan or Jupiter. Like like there's a lot of matchups here that we didn't talk about, and if there's anything that you guys think we should talk about, write it in the comments and let us know if we are totally insane for thinking any of our opinions this entire video. But I hope you
Well,
guys
we know we're
enjoyed.
insane, but just let us know anyways in the comments. What would you change?
Yeah, what would you change about this? And hope you guys enjoyed the One Piece World Tournament. Until next time, peace out.
Peace.